Hey there, friends. Welcome back to another bite-sized review. Today we'll be taking a look at a recent release. This is Bullet Train, directed by David Leitch, stars Brad Pitt, and a whole bunch of other people. And it is an action comedy thriller. It's something. It's great. Um, it's quite a mishmash of genres. It's a fantastic film. I saw it yesterday evening at the time you're watching this, and I thought it was great. I was actually debating on whether or not I wanted to see this when the trailers came out. It looked fun. It just didn't look like something I was necessarily gonna love, but when I watched it, I was really surprised. There is a mid-credit scene, so just be sure to stick around for that. It makes a lot of sense. Anyway, I'm gonna try not to spoil a ton of this film. So essentially, Brad Pitt plays this character named Ladybug, who is this like former kind of hitman or assassin, and he's trying to do one last job to get this silver briefcase from aboard this train. And he has this really fun repertoire with his handler, who is named Maria, and she's like talking to him on the phone throughout the film, and he's just trying to do this one last job to kind of go into retirement almost. He's tried to retire from being a killer, and so he gets inadvertently, or he inevitably gets let's just say he has bad luck. So that is what pulls him into this train, and so his main job is essentially to get on the train, get the briefcase, get off, and get his money. But it turns out that there's all these other assassins on the train, including people named Hornet. There's these two amazing characters, and they're played by. Actually, I don't want to spoil. Well, you can see it in the poster. I'm just gonna call them by their code names. So essentially, we have these two assassins that are just so funny and comedic, and they're played wonderfully. And their names are Tangerine and Lemon, and they're just great. And they're on the train, also looking for the briefcase. There's this like Mexican, kind of crime lord who is named the Wolf, and he's also on the train. We also have this little girl named Prince that's on the train, and there's a lot of people on this train, and so they're all looking for this briefcase essentially, and so that's like the main target is this silver briefcase, and everyone's trying to get it, and it keeps switching hands, and it's really frantic. I think the best part about this film is the action, for sure. It feels so fast paced, frenetic, just so chaotic and so fast and energetic and very fun. That's the best part about this film. I did have a bit of an issue with the language. There is a lot of F bombs in this film, so if you don't like that word in particular, you're not gonna like this film. There's a lot of it in here. Most of it comes from the two assassins, the Tangerine and Lemon, and it's funny, but a lot of the time it's overblown to the point where the F bomb is used almost every sentence, which I don't love. I don't love that. Um, Another thing that I kind of didn't like, well, I guess more confused me, was the storylines. There's a lot of storylines that kind of interweave each other into each other's stories, and it's a little bit hard it was hard for me to follow at first. I kind of got it. There's this essentially at the beginning of the film we follow this crime lord in Japan, and his wife dies, and so we're following him. He's trying to get the briefcase, and so his son ends up going missing, and so he comes back and he's trying to get there's a whole thing with that. Um I was confused. I may need to watch some of the scenes again to get a better context. That just got me confused. I was kind of a little bit confused. It was like going back and forth between all these stories. I could follow them mostly, but the first one kind of confused me. I don't know. But it was a cool story. It just I might sorry, I don't have better a better sense of what was going on. Sorry about that. Hopefully when you see the film, or if you plan to, then you might get it more, or you might understand it. I really liked Wolf's backstory. I thought his was cool. I liked the two assassins. They were great. Their back and forth dynamic was really fantastic, and their backstory was great. Um, the prince was cool. She was interesting. Um, and yeah, she was great. And yeah, it was a great film. I think my favorite character is probably either Tangerine, who's played by Aaron Taylor Johnston, or I actually didn't recognize him, which was interesting. And so I think it's either him or Brad Pitt as Ladybug. I'm not sure. I think I like Tangerine a little bit more, but honestly, Brad Pitt is great in this film. The direction is really good. The third act is very ridiculous. I will say it feels like a Marvel movie. The end, like the last action scene, it feels so much like a Marvel movie, which I kind of like. Um, and it's ridiculous. It's fun. I really like this film. I think it's one of the better films of 2022 for sure. I think if you like action, you should definitely see this. If you like mystery kind of thrillers, definitely see this. Um, and if you like fast-paced comedic films, this is definitely one you'll probably like. If you don't like violence, you're not gonna like this one. There's a lot of violence in here. It's mostly played for laughs, but still, it's rated R, so just be aware of that. It is worth seeing in the theater, I think. Um, just so you can experience the sound and stuff. It's great. There's a lot of cameos as well, which I really loved. In particular, I loved the cameo of the person who played Carver, who's kind of the main villain in all of this. Um, and so I really liked him. I'm not going to spoil that. I'm not going to spoil too much more of this. There's a lot of twists and stuff that go on, so I don't really want to like ruin those for you. So honestly, Bullet Train. If you're thinking about seeing it, I think you should give it a chance. It's a great film. It's long, but it doesn't feel long. As soon as they get on the train, it just goes steamrolling, and it doesn't stop, and it's great. Music is great too, and yeah, I love the cinematography of this movie. My favorite scene is definitely the one in the trailers where Tangerine and Ladybug are both um in the room where they have the food, and so they're just waiting for this concession lady to move past them so that they can fight again. It's in the trailer. You know the scene where they're uh you know the scene. Not gonna spoil anything else, but you know that one. That's my favorite part. It's just a great film in my opinion. I probably give it an 8 out of 10. I'd probably say I didn't love the length. I didn't love the excessive f bombs. And I also was a bit I was also confused by the backstory of the White Death, who is the main villain, other than Carver. So that really confused me. I kind of have to do some research on that to get a better understanding of that. That just confused me. So those two things, I think, kind of weigh it down a little bit. But Bullet Train is a worthy film. Go see it. If you love action, you love comedy, go see it. It's worth your time, I'd say. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this review. Sorry if I seemed a little bit rambly. Yeah, I will let you go. Thanks for watching this. I'll see you in the next review, and have a great day. Check out Bullet Train.